Hey everybody, how are you? Happy Sunday to everyone. Been a while since I've been on here, but I've actually been on other YouTube channels looking at other people's stuff, and I actually was actually a relative of mine that said, have you checked out this particular YouTube site? And I said, yes. I go out, this is the person who taught me the method of astrology that I do. And so one thing led to another, and I was on his site or his YouTube channel page, and I kind of got into it with one of his, I wouldn't even say they're a follower of his. They're obviously a person who doesn't know much about certain energies that are going on in the universe. So I want to clear up some things about, maybe some of you have these misconceptions as well. But the debate was about, how do I explain it? What is the difference between Draconis and Draconian? So we need to clear that up on my perspective as well, because there might be some confusion on that. So I wrote down some notes, and let's start with Draco. Okay, Draco is an ET, and I believe the Draco is a constellation on the northern sky, and it's from the Draconian star system. Okay, Draco and Draconis, these are good, benevolent ETs. These are not your reptilians. And I think people have a very, very big misconception about this. They're not the same. Reptilians are a different ET species, and we all have to remember, just like ETs, as above, so below. Okay, so just like ETs, there's good and bad, just like there's good and bad in all humans. As above, so below. But I wanted to clear this up because I got into it with this person, and I felt kind of bad afterwards. And I didn't want to keep going on his page and fighting with her. So I have not returned, and I will not say anymore. Sometimes the best action is no action, in my opinion. So, but I did want to clear it up with my followers and the people who are on my website and whatnot, just to clear that up. Now, the method of astrology that I practice, I think and I have done a video on this, and maybe I didn't choose my words correctly when I did that video. So what I'm trying to do is come back, and I'm almost like re-educating myself on this a little bit. But there is the method of astrology that I practice is a divine method. It is based on the 16th century Nostradamus method. I incorporate it into my magical work because I am a witch and I am a child of nature. So I incorporate the stars with the earthly magic to create something pretty phenomenal. It does incorporate a dragon head and tail. Now, this does stem from Chinese astrology, which is a very ancient method of astrology. And it is called the divine method, though. Not to be confused, okay, with Draconian astrology, because on my software that I have, I can pull up the Draconian method of astrology, which is a bit different. And here's how it is different. Remember, the method of astrology that I do works on the tropical method. It does focus on the dragon head and tail, north and south nodes. It focuses on the housing system, and it focuses on the ascending and the alignments of that. It just like in Draconian astrology, it is a soul reading. Okay, so it taps in a little bit deeper than modern astrology. But a Draconian chart astrology, they call it a soul's personality, which I just said. This method of astrology uses a zodiac beginning at the moon's north node or the nodal zodiac, which is treated at 0 degrees in Aries. The sign, the aspects, and I don't even understand my own handwriting here. The signs, the aspects, and the houses do not change. And that is just like in divine. Okay, the signs, the aspects, the houses, they do not change. Those do not shift. Now, your natal dragon doesn't change. The universal dragon does change for us, and that changes every 18 months, and it moves from house to house to house. So when we talk about universal energy, that is the energy that the whole world is under, and we're right now under a Cancer Capricorn energy. Okay, so Draconic astrology is a little bit different than divine, even though it uses the dragon energies. It's the soul's blueprint, comparing the tropical and divine and Nostradamus method and the Draconian method in one's horoscope. You will find the similarities with great clarity. Okay, both of these methods bring high self-awareness and consciousness from past incarnations, like the dragon's tail. The dragon's tail is our past incarnations. And sorry, you guys, my little familiar is here. So the dragon's tail is your past carnation. So the two methods are very different, okay? But they do have the same similarities and the same outcomes, and the potency is the same. But when you run, and I've run a chart on Draconian before, and when you run a chart on the Draconian and you run it on the divine method, there's a very big difference in certain modalities of how that's run. I choose to work with the divine because I'm working with the tropical method. But that I just want to give you some clarity on the difference. And when we talk about Draco and the Draconis, we are talking about ETs. We're talking about the guardians of the galaxy. And like I said, there are good and bad ETs. Okay, and this is a subject that is best spoken to by someone who has experienced abductions. You know, we ask ourselves sometimes, why is it that some people get abducted and have these horrible negative experiences? And then why is it that sometimes others have abductions, and even though the experiences are shocking, they're incredibly enlightening, and they enlighten and they uplift people. Stop chewing on that. Say goodbye. Anyway, people are programmed by their stars to have positive and negative experiences with the ETs. People that have a Jupiter and Aquarius are always going to be connected to these ETs. People that have a Jupiter in Scorpio are always going to have a connection and great luck with investigations, the police, the CIA, the FBI, but also in witchcraft. These are natural born witches in some way. So why do people have good and bad experiences in life with situations? He just wants to come back. Sorry. It is because people are programmed by their stars to do so. But I did want to clarify this. I do feel bad that I had to go on Dr.Turi's, this is what I'm talking about, Dr.Turi, his YouTube page, and I got in a fight with someone, kind of, and I feel really bad. So he has been banned from Facebook, and so has his wife, apparently. And I didn't know this until I saw the video footage. And okay, just find a spot and sit. And so I told him I would help him to endorse some of his videos and stuff, since he has been banned on Facebook. I am still able to get on Facebook, and between my website followers and my Facebook followers, I don't have that many followers here on YouTube, but I will be able to reach at least over 1,200 through Facebook between the ones following me and the ones liking it. It combines into about 1,200. And so I'm going to try and help him in that regard. Through the years, Dr. Turi and I have not seen eye to eye on certain things, but he is not my enemy. And the things that he says, he's very passionate about because he can see into the future. And I'm very thankful. I've learned his method of astrology so that I can do the same and I can help others. I do stay in my magical realm, so I'm the astrology witch for a reason, and the reason being is I always keep it close to nature, and using his method of astrology has created incredible magical experiences for me. But I did want to come on here and give you a little clarity about the difference. When we're talking about Draco, we are talking about a benevolent ET. I'm going to post some information on a site on here. On this feed, I'm posting a site that you should look into. This is Dr. Turi's, I believe it's called the Cosmic Code. I think, I'm sorry. Anyway, I posted it in the chat there, and you can go to that. If you're really into the ETs and into tapping into that kind of celestial knowledge, then his site is definitely for you. But I am going to warn you. I know I've read some of his newsletters because a family member of mine, my mother, still follows him. And even though I've lost touch with him for many years, she has told me a few things that he's posted. And sometimes when people speak the truth, they're hated. And I know he says a lot of negative things about Donald Trump, and the only reason he's not coming from a political agenda. Even myself, who has a tendency to get stirred up and all that crap, sometimes as a Capricorn, I'm prone to it, getting involved with politics. But he sees it in his stars that Donald Trump is not a good president. But it'll take time for other people to see that. But he's gotten some, I don't know if they're not death threats, but he's gotten some flack for it. So, you proceed with caution with people that are younger souls and can't handle the truth. So what I'm trying to say to you, if you go to his website, he's not going to sugarcoat it quite as well. I sugarcoat it more. Okay. So if you join, it's powerful, it's intense. You will learn a great many things. But be prepared, because sometimes the truth hurts. But knowledge is power. So just wanted to clear that up. And while I am here, actually, I'm just going to do another video in a minute about this week's forecast. I will try and come on here at least once a week and at least do my forecasts. I know I've been really bad at the YouTube stuff, but I've been really busy, and I'm not much of a YouTuber, Anyway, I wanted to clear that up about the difference between Draconis and Draconian, all about the correct spelling, and now I've enlightened you a little bit. One more thing, though, there is a thing called Draconian magic, and it's a little darker magic. It's not good or bad, and for those who think it's bad, that what one thinks is bad, another thinks is divine. So, but that is another modality of the magical realm. Draconian magic, fairy magic, Celtic magic, Egyptian magic, white magic, black magic. It's just another faction of magic and the occult. But I did want to clear that up. The different variations, good and bad, just like good and bad humans, good and bad ETs. Go check out Dr. Turi's check out his website too. You'll be able to find it on his YouTube channel. Now that they've silenced him on Facebook for certain things, this is why I proceed with caution in what I say, because as one of his students, I'm seeing the same things he's seeing. He just explains it with much great detail and passion than I do in some ways. Sometimes I'm scared to post things because I don't know how the world's going to handle that. He predicts specific dates. I give you days of caution. And so if you'll notice when he gives specific dates, usually my days of caution, one of those dates is in there. But check out his site, and I'll return with a little forecast for this week, for the week of the 19th, okay? Have a great Sunday. I'll see you again soon. Ciao.